Relax, take a seat. What is that in your hand? That's my rapper ticket. So I don't have to pull out the ticket to look at it. Robbie Coltrane.
Aloha! Aloha! We get to begin this morning with coming into the power of the Hawaiian breathing. And I would just like you to take a moment to feel these words inside your body. Hemolele. Hemolele. Feel what that feels like inside you. Hemolele. Hemolele. Ika-aina. Ika-aina. Hemolele. Hemolele. Hemolele is a word for holiness. Aina, this land or this ground, holy ground, is what we're singing in this very first chant. And by the Gola is the water of life. Holy ground, holy water of life. And then we say, Mahalo. Mahalo. Put your heart in the middle. Mahalo. Mahalo. Thank you. Gratitude. Here we go.
Welcome everybody to the Center for Spiritual Living Kauai. I'm Rita. This is Reverend Patrick. If you don't know us, we're the co-spiritual directors and founding ministers of this center. And we'll tell you more about that later. But right now we want to invite up our board of trustees that are here. Michelle LeMay and Charles Wolfworth and Roseanne Jones.
And while we're coming up, can we say together, 6 years!
I want to thank Jonathan Lee, who sounded the conch for us, and the Sacred Choir, who's actually been with us for 6 years. And it was so we asked our board of trustees to say a little bit about what recommitment was to them, because that's what we're doing today on this 6th birthday, is recommitting to our mission here. So we just asked them to say a few words. So we would like to listen. Okay.
Looking like that. Hey, what's up going on? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, how y'all doing? My name is Charles Wolfworth. I don't know, they just let me on the board, I don't know why. All right, recommitment. What recommitment means to me is recommitment to source itself, to service, and to give and love as unconditionally as my conscience will allow, and to constantly work on myself and to work with other people to constantly have a vibration of love.
Aloha, I'm Michelle LeMay, and being on board of trustees, I'm also a practitioner. Recommitment means to me is just going deeper and deeper and deeper into myself and changing my life. I've been committed to the center for about 5 years, and I went through practitioner training, and it changed my life so dramatically that I continued on, and I'm in the ministerial school now. And so the recommitment is really just my spiritual recommitment to myself, and then calling CSL Kauai my spiritual home, because we are changing lives here, and I know that because my life has been changed, and I know the ripple effect has gone out, and I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of anything that's uplifting, that's loving, that's changing lives, and that is all a family. So thank you for being here.
Hello, my name is Roseanne Jones. I am a CSL practitioner, and I have been on the board of directors for over 5 years. And I don't know what to say beyond what these two have said, because, oh my God, how can I follow that other than to say, yes, being a practitioner, knowing the truth about how we are all interconnected, and being reminded of that every single day, and that our truth is that we are all interconnected by love. And so I certainly commit myself to knowing that and being that person, and to CSL, and I'm so grateful for all these people here. So, thank you.
You know, one thing I'm going to say about how this all comes about twice a year, because we also do the sacred journey together. And this, looking out and watching what goes on to make this happen is just incredible. I just think starting with gratitude is so important. And I just want to say one thing about this silent auction. What I realized in meditation about it was not just about a fundraiser. It wasn't just about that. It was about that our community, compared to the first year to the sixth year, all of these businesses and all of these people that we have just met have come together to say, yes, let me be a part of it. And I thought, it goes beyond the silent auction. I mean, please go up that way. But what I'm saying is that we are now connected to the ivy, not just through a silent auction, but in ways that are just so precious and so wonderful, and I'm so filled with gratitude that these two people that walked onto this island 6 years ago are so connected, and we have become this incredible family. Words can never, ever say what I'm feeling right now, but you know I will always try. I love you all.
I just want to thank the choir for their opening because I love the fact that it said mahalo, mahalo, which is just giving, because that's what we do, we give gratitude in advance for what's already occurred, because it's already happened, and this celebration is already amazing. So thank you for your choice of that song, Lord. So with that being said, I'd like to invite up Reverend Dr. Peggy Price. I don't see her, but there she is. She is an amazing lady that found her home here after her retirement with her beautiful husband Don, who was just playing Don was playing with the letters before and mesmerizing us for the last 2 hours. Wow. I thought, just wind them up and he'll play. Anyway. So we asked Dr. Peggy if she would light our peace candle today and lead us in our contemplation. So we're going to do
So, as always, at the center we have a candle that you actually light that we know about Lydgate. So, just know that there's a flickering candle that is being lit right there. I see it. And this is, we're done. There we go. The flickering candle. First of all, that light that candle within each and every one of us. This is just a demo, right? Just a demo. So let's take a moment to just remember that peace lives and matters within each and every one of us. Right here, right now, let's take a moment to celebrate peace first within us and allow it to go out from us. Continuing to speak this peace and by Dr. Peggy, continuous contemplation and suffering.
So as we are here in this beautiful space with the sun beautifully and the trees, and one friend or whatever us, I just invite each one of us in our own way to find that center point, that still point, and relax into it. Take a deep breath. And then just reflect on this words of how it's privilege. Deep breath before you. The moments of my heart resolve. Deep breath before you. The moments of my high resolve. Let's join together in my
We press before me the moments of my high resolve. We join in that space of the Most High. We join in that space of the one life, the one power, the one presence. We join in that space this morning of celebration and rededication, joining in our high resolve, celebrating 6 years of this beautiful center for spiritual living. We join together in awareness that this power, this spirit of life, is generating itself in and through and as each and every one of us. That we are that expression of divinity. And that as we carry this energy of love, of joy, and celebration, of community and of oneness, we continue to grow. We continue to bless this beautiful island with our love, with our aloha, and with our high resolve. We commit to continue to expand our own consciousness so that we may become blessings wherever we go, as we bless this global community that knows who we are and where we are in the world. I also choose today to bless Reverend Rita and Reverend Patrick for the vision that they carried to this space, to this beautiful place 6 years ago, and co-created and began this energy that has grown into all that it is today. How grateful we are for their love. Choose to bless also each and every person who has had any part in its growth and its expansion, including all the volunteers, board members, practitioners, all those who have shown, all those who know of us, speak of us, pray for us, and think of us on this beautiful day. And we know, claim, and accept right now that in this understanding and awareness of the one power, the one life, the one source, there is more than enough for us all. That there is an abundant supply of all of God's good everywhere present, all around us, each and every moment. And that we have within us this creative spirit that allows us to expand and grow, to become more of who we are, and to bring creative ideas to fruition, to be able to see and manifest our creativity. That we know that we are in the right relationship with each and every person as we come from love, and from that place of high resolve, knowing how we show up as love. And that we also claim to accept peace that passes all understanding in this time today. That it is being called for us to speak that peace, to live that peace, to be that peace. And so with gratitude and love, we give thanks for this beautiful day, we bless it, and we know that all is well. We release this word now with the mighty heart, the love and love of the one. And say together with me, and so it is.
One of the ways that we can call in peace is by slowing down and breathing deeply. So this chant is just 2 lines, and it's called Let Your Love slowly down. To savor, to breathe deeply. So as we pick it up, please feel free to sing with us.
So we're just continuing to celebrate, and if you just got here, or if you don't know who we are. I'm Rita, this is your Catholic and husband, and this is the partner in this endeavor called CSL Kaua'i, and I was representing Christ. And we call her doctor because she earned that title. She's a doctor of divinity, national She's a metaphysician, which is a whole field in itself, as we know. So that's why we call her doctor. Very doctor. So if you're here for the very first time and you wonder what we're about, it's been eloquently stated in the music section, the music that's been sung already, and in the words of Dr. Peggy's prayer that she just gave, which is a spiritual mind treatment, which is our form of prayer and healing, which is basically recognizing what already is. So that is what we do here. We recognize the power and presence of the divine that's in each and every one of us. We can't escape it. It's breathing us. It's living us. It's intuiting through us. It is the very essence of everything that we are. We are the divine, and we know that, and we recognize it in others. And that's how we live this world, is by that recognition and understanding that our thoughts and our beliefs are creative. We have a power within us, the power of choice, to decide in any single solitary moment what we want to think about something, what we want to believe about it, and to let that out into our lives. And so if we know we're the divine, then, well, we're thinking from that place, and that we can't help but heal ourselves and heal the world. And not that we need healing, we need to reveal more. So that's what we practice here, and that's why we have classes, and that's why we get together, and that's why we do all the things and sing and dance and everything else to celebrate that. So thank you for being with us today. Thank you. Yes.
Beautifully put, Rita. So who is here for the very first time. Before we do that though, look around you. We've been here for off and on for 6 years. I think a couple of years we did some tents out there before we realized we could be in here. And this is part of the vision of how I see us continuing on in every Sunday, is something like this. And though the chances of taking over the pavilion at Lydgate Park is probably not necessarily in the future, but I know who I work with. I work for a power that created it all. So who knows? Who knows? But I do know that this is a prototype for our future. So back to the original question: Who's here for the very first time? That doesn't know me. Oh yeah, I know you are. So raise your hand. Okay, so you don't have to get worried about it or anything. We just have a little bit of information about you that we want to share with everyone. So shall we let them know who they are? Yeah, let's go. Okay.
You are magnificent.
Ooh, I bet you, guess what? No one told us that. I'm going to let you know how we know that. Because just like peace, we can't have peace without knowing peace first. We can't know magnificence. We can't see magnificence unless we see it in ourselves. So let's put our hand on our heart if we choose and say it together, shall we? I am magnificent. Oh, if you thought it stopped there, you're so wrong. There is a camera back there. That's cameraman Rob. That's 2 B's if you ever have to spell his name. And there's a camera that is allowing this event and allowing what's happening here not to stay here, just like Vegas. Just like Vegas. What happens here doesn't stay here. It goes out to all the people that are watching, and we watch every week, a lot of them, and they are with the archive. So we need to let them know exactly who they are, shall we?
You are magnificent.
Now, I don't care where you look, to the left, to the right, up, down, it doesn't matter, but somebody knows they're magnificent. You're magnificent. I'll just start with you. Jonathan is magnificent. Magnificent. Here we go. Rumble. Now let's get up on our feet if you choose. Yes, we will. There we go. We're constantly open.
This opening song is called the Loving Song. And it recognizes how much we love this all times, all Tune in, listen, tune in. She's singing us a love song. Tune in, listen, tune in. She's singing us a love song. Tune in, listen, tune in. She's singing us a love song. Tune in, listen, tune in. She's singing us a love song. I intend to be tender, tender soul. Tenderly, I intend to be tender, tender soul. Tenderly, I intend to be tender, tender soul. Tenderly, oh mama, so lovingly, oh mama, so lovingly, oh mama. Tender,
So what I know right here and right now is that we're still opening, we're still praying, we're still loving, we're still doing all. And I'm so grateful today to be here for this amazing celebration, for this amazing thing called Center for Spiritual Living Kaua'i, which is a divine idea in the mind of love, in the mind of God, in the mind of the power and light. And here it is today, 6 years old. I'm so grateful to know that it is an eternal expression and that it is moving out into the world. That today, as we come together and celebrate, we are actually expanding the consciousness of the world by being here in love, by loving each other, by loving ourselves, by loving this thing called life. We are expanding and lifting the world right here and right now. That's what I know and I claim. And I know that today, as we celebrate, each of us really gets exactly what we need today. This is a divine right appointment for each and every one of us, individually and collectively. So I just expect the beauty, the love to continue and to move and live and breathe through me and each and every one of us. And I'm so grateful, so grateful, so grateful. Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo. I let it go and I let it be so. As we affirm together, and so it is. Yes. All right. It's my turn now. So I need everyone. Yes, I'm very hot. Can you hear me? All right. Okay, so welcome again to Center for Spiritual Living Kauai, where we practice the science of mind and spirit, and we're here to just give you something today that you can take with you. That's my only intention, to give you something special that you can take with you and bring into your life. And so I was reading, every day I read a passage from The Science of Mind and Spirit, a book written by Dr. Ernest Holmes, who was the one that put this whole thing together in the 1920s. And it said this, and it really struck me. It said, never doubt your ability to demonstrate truth. And it was in caps. When he writes in caps, he's screaming at us. Never doubt your ability to demonstrate truth. And what is truth? Well, there is only one truth, and that truth is love. That is really the only truth there is. And that means something different to each of us. So we each find our own way of finding that, but that is the truth. And that is, as I celebrate this 6th year of Center for Spiritual Living and thinking about what recommitment means to me, it is a recommitment to that idea that I can never doubt my ability to demonstrate truth in my life as a minister, as a person, as a practitioner, as a healer, as a human being, as whatever you want to call me, as Rita, that I can never doubt my ability to demonstrate truth. And that is what I recommitted myself to today. And when we first started the center 6 years ago, we had a beautiful little service, Patrick and I, on the shores behind the Kauai Beach Resort in 2012. How did it get to be 2012? Now I can even remember 1900 something. Okay. In 2012, we stood on the shores of the Kauai Beach Resort back there, and we had our first little service, and there was nobody there, and the sun was rising, and we sang, and Patrick gave a talk, and we said, this is where we're going to build the center. We didn't know why or how or any of that, but we just knew that we had to. And 8 months later, less than 8 months later, we opened our doors here on the island, packed up our belongings, and came here. And the first service we ever had on July 7th, which happens to be Sunday today, isn't that interesting? We were at the Aston Aloha, and there were like 35 people in attendance, I believe. And wow, that was a lot though, for that amount of time and not knowing anybody here to actually. So there was something here that we needed to be here for. And people would say to us, oh, we were calling you. And we're like, really? Okay. But what it says to me is never doubt your ability to demonstrate truth, because just like back then, we knew what we were supposed to do and we demonstrated it. And it was love. That's what we came here with and for. And the other thing that was really something that really strikes me is healing. Not just healing of health, but healing of everything. Healing in our philosophy is not about fixing anything. Healing in our philosophy is to recognize and reveal something that's already there. Nobody has to be fixed. Nothing has to be done to us. The only thing we have to do is allow spirit out. Allow that divine presence that I was talking about before, and that so elegantly was put in all these songs and prayers that we've said so far, to let that out. That is what healing is. And Phineas Quimby was this gentleman, Dr. Phineas Quimby, don't you love that name? He's one of my heroes from back in the 1800s, and we consider him the father of New Thought. He was a healer who healed thousands and thousands of people with that philosophy of revealing their true selves and getting rid of the stuff that didn't belong to them anymore. And he said that he prophesied that the time will come when men and women shall heal all diseases with the words of their mouth. That was his prophecy, that it would come, that time would come. And I believe that time is now. And we said that in our opening business plan that we wrote for the center that we had to give to the Centers for Spiritual Living in Golden, Colorado. We said, that's why we're here, because of that statement, because we believe that. We believe that, and I have not ceased to believe that, and never doubt. But I have to recommit myself to it, because I'm going to tell you, every morning we all have the same opportunity, because things happen, and we fall off, and we start to look outside instead of in, and we see things that seem insurmountable, and we get sick, or all these things happen. We have this ability, and this is what we believe in this teaching, to reset and recommit. To reset and recommit in any single solitary moment. There's no such thing as a karma that we're held down by for our whole life. Karma is instantaneous. So, in fact, one of the things is, don't believe in it, because it's instantaneous. But it's not instantaneous if you're not willing to change your beliefs and change your thoughts and reset and recommit to what you know is the truth. And to remember that you never should doubt your ability to demonstrate that truth. So, the other thing is this idea that we're all connected, the oneness, that's what we're going for, right? We want to know that we're all one. We don't always believe it, especially when other people are expressing the way that we don't like them to express, or the way that we feel is wrong. But I hate to break it to you, but we are all one, whether we like what they're expressing or not. They're still part of this chain of life, this matrix, this divine field that we're all now, the scientists are all telling us it actually exists because they can see it. We are all a ripple in that field, and we all have the opportunity to lift that field with our minds, but we can't do it if we think we're separate outside of other people. If we think we're separate from them, if it's us and them, we can never do it. And I'm falling in love with Mark Nico. Who knows who he is? Lots of you. Okay, yeah. I'm reading his book now. It's called, it's either Stronger, I've written it down, Stronger Together Than Alone or something. It's about community. And he tells a beautiful story in it about the Aspens of New Mexico. And I spent 27 years in New Mexico. And there's these beautiful trees that are tall and white, and they turn this electric golden color in the fall that's just like amazing. It's just beautiful. And they look like they're alone, just these solitary trees. But underneath the soil, all their roots are connected. Their roots are connected under the soil, and they're all in this unison, in this dance. And when one tree gets hurt, like it's damaged in some way, all the other trees come together to send their nutrients to that tree. I was like, wow. And Mark says this in his book, it's just like us. But we can't send nutrients if we're not whole. If we're not believing in that love and believing in that power and our ability to demonstrate truth. And when a whole forest burns down, those roots are still under, and they spread out again. Because we can't stop creation. We might think we can, but we can't. It's just continuous, it's eternal. So I like to think that we are like an aspen grove or any other ecosystem like that is interconnected. And if we can just release the separation, and I'm doing my best to do that because I don't like a lot of stuff that's going on, and I can strike out too and say, oh my God, how can you do that? But I have to understand that not everybody is thinking from the same place. Which brings me to another story that I loved. It was about a grandmother who took her child out every day to look at the cows and the horses and the trees of nature and everything. And it was a little tyke, and he just was not interested at all. And one day she got down on the ground just to get with him, and she realized he couldn't see anything. All he couldn't see the cows, he couldn't see the horses, he couldn't see the beautiful trees. All he could see was grass, tall grass in front of him. So isn't that like life? Like sometimes people can't see. They don't see what we see sometimes. But we have to get down there with them and show them, lift them up, but not by forcing them, not by telling them they have to do it our way, but by loving them and lifting them up with our love. So it's a tall order, but I'm committed to it today. And I believe that it is possible. I know that it is possible because I know, as I stated before, that I believe in my power to demonstrate truth. And I would just love for you all to take that home with you, to believe in your power to demonstrate truth in your own way. Yes. I want to wait to make sure I'm heard. In your own individual way, because we're all individuals, we're all connected, right? But we all have our individual gift to give, and we have the power. Because what I know, just like we came here to this island, and what I prove in my life every single solitary day, is that when I go one step, the universe backing me 100% of the way, and things will occur that you'll go, how did that happen? You'll go, you won't know how it happened, because the universe does its part, and that field of energy that we're living in has ways and means of bringing things to us. Like Dr. Joe Dispenza says, the thought sends the signal out, and the feeling brings it back, brings back the experience. So it's all about the feeling, and we're only going to create for a feeling. And so that's why I love that song you sang before, Daniel and Choir, because you have to say thank you in advance for it already being done. And you have to go with that feeling of what it feels like for this already to be done, and to keep living from that place. And even when it looks bad, to just keep going back in and just realizing we're all connected. And the more we can heal ourselves and bring ourselves up in consciousness and do whatever that is that we need to do to make that happen, the more the field is going to expand and grow. So I leave you with that. Never doubt your experience, your power to demonstrate truth. Never doubt it. You have it. We are all walking this earth as healers. That's who we are, each and every one of us. It's not something that one person gets to be and another person doesn't. And it is our turn now to rise up and face everything that's happening from that place. And I know, and I declare that it is already so. And so it is.
I would love to invite you into these words of this next song for the chorus, with what Reverend Rita just shared with us. This is the chorus. I will listen to the deeper story.
I will listen to the deeper story.
And again, I will listen to the deeper story.
I will listen to the deeper story.
And I will see how life is going to move in me.
I will see how life is going to move in me.
I love that story of the roots. The deeper story, all interconnected. And how life is going to move when all of a sudden we receive something through a root system. Whoa! I just got nourishment from the root system. So this song is called There Are Songs about how there's music in everything. There's music in my bones, but there's also music in the soil. There's also music in the trees, there's music in the wind, there's music in the waters. And all of that is part of this interconnected web. That we can go into the deeper story and see how life is going to move in us.
Perfect was that? Was that planned? No, it was not planned. What is planned? Not this wind that always knocks our talks around. We have to play, hold it down. But what's going down is we don't need no paper. We don't need no paper. So, just so you know where you are again, we're at the Global Spiritual Recharging Center. We're the Global Spiritual Recharging Center. You want to know what that's all about? I'll tell you. I was thinking when Rita was talking, and listening as well. I was tuned in and I was listening to her. And I thought about this word love that we use so much. And scientists, by the way, they don't use the word love a lot. Why? Because they can't measure it. And anything they can't measure doesn't exist in the old science. But I was thinking about that. How could you possibly measure love? How could you, when that is the very identity that each and every one of us is? How could you measure it? And who would want to? Who would want to measure this thing called love? Because it's just constantly experiencing itself through itself. So I've been in this little journey the last 6 months of really reassessing, reviewing, and just looking at this idea of recommitment. It's kind of like a marriage. I was thinking of, on this very stage, I think it was, that we did the ordination, which is like a marriage in our philosophy and our organization. And we did this ordination. It was like a marriage ceremony. And it's where you devote the rest of your life to this thing called love and making sure that that is the intention. And I thought, wow, even in a marriage, a beautiful marriage, we can never take it for granted. We have to keep re-vowing and renewing on a daily basis. So in class this week, we're doing a class that is life-changing, it's powerful, it's called The Power of Decision. And we were asked, is there a difference between expectation, gotta make sure I quote, expectation, and intention. Intention and expectation. And I believe there is. I'm currently training, just because I hate to mention it, but I'm currently training for a half marathon. Yes. And I just got up to my, don't want to say it, it would be like bragging, 13 miles. Who runs 13 miles? It doesn't even make sense, so you'll know that when you're out there, it's very lonely. Because you're running and it's very lonely. But that was an intention I had to run the marathon, the half marathon. But do I expect to actually do it? Yes. Brings me to expectations. I believe there's a big difference between intending to do something and expecting it to actually happen. That could be with healing. That could be with coming here. We intended to come here, but did we expect it to unfold perfectly, easily, and effortlessly? Yes. Did it? Not always. There was worry, there was doubt, there was fear. Mom and dad sitting there trying to make the numbers work. Because believe it or not, though we are spiritual beings, there is also the materialistic world that you deal with to allow all of this to happen and allow the growth of the center. So I'm just doing this whole thing about expectations, and I believe expectations is this. Expectations has a sense of knowing. I expect it. I know people who have written books and have expected that to occur, and it did. But there was this process that goes along with it. But I wanted to tell you this quote that I was raised with that I nearly dropped out when I heard. How many of you have ever heard of the quote, expect the best, prepare for the worst? Now don't be thinking like I'm the only person that's ever done that. Yeah, because I thought that was something that was good until I realized, and there was another one too, and this is a real heartwarming experience. Hope for the best, expect the worst, and take what comes. I don't know about you, but my vibration, the frequency, has just all the way went down to the very bottom. It is impossible with the law of cause and effect to expect the best and prepare for the worst. And the question I have for all of us as we're recommitting to ourselves, marriages, partnerships, business, our country needs a recommitment by each and every one of us. And I already said last week my candidacy for president, so I'm going to do it here. But here's the deal. It is time for us to do that. But you cannot expect the worst. How many people find themselves sometimes, especially if you go to the news or you do anything, expecting the worst? I turn on that little Yahoo News, expecting what? That maybe things will be different today? Not always. But I have to remember that there is no way to expect the worst and get anything but the worst. It is impossible. Even when we are up against a diagnosis, when we're up against a checkbook that says 0, and if we're in a relationship that we're not sure where it's going, if we expect the worst. I was speaking with someone yesterday who's going through some challenges with his health. And I said, what if for a week, 1 week, we could get excited about this diagnosis? What? I thought you were a minister. I thought you were somebody who reveals the truth. What if we could get excited about what's happening? Because it's asking you to change. There is no way around that for me personally. If anything is occurring in my life, or in my country, or in my marriage, or in this Center for Spiritual Living Kauai that does not feel like it is in alignment, it's not. It's not rocket science. It's not happening. I cannot expect the worst. So what do you do when you're up against that? You expect the best. We have to expect the best. This country, we have got to wake up in the morning and we have to say, no matter what is happening, there is a power that is working for us and not against us. We were talking to some people about health, and they said, how come in the 1800s people were healing thousands of people almost instantaneous? Because they didn't have any medical care. Let it land for just a moment. And this isn't guilt trips. This is the truth. They didn't have another alternative. They said, holy crap. There's something going on here, man. I gotta heal it. Because they didn't have any shrines to go to that we call now our hospitals, and I bless them. Please, this is not on that. But I'm also not going to dumb it down for us anymore, either. We have a healing power that lives within us. And I know people in this room, and I know who you are, that have experienced that healing power. And it sometimes felt like you were in quicksand. But below that, there's this power that lives within us that can change anything. And if it can't, then I need to step down. We need to just call this an Elks Club. Just a place to get together for a potluck. Because I know that this is a recommitment not only to the world of form, but away from the world of form. There is that thing that they're talking about, that energy that we're connected, that we're loved. I've been getting very sweaty lately when I talk now because I'm getting so excited about the possibilities. We have done it this way long enough. And sometimes it works. And a lot of times it doesn't. And if it's not working, it's because we have to do something different. I can't wake up another day talking about how the hell we got in this mess that we are in this country. I cannot wake up another day knowing that my kids are in this detainment, that I need to go get my kids. But here's something else. I promise not to talk politics, but here I am. Okay, here's the deal. It's not about us all getting on the bus and going down and saying, all right, we're here, CSL Kauai, get in. No, we're here to stay right where we are. And they say, well, we need to go beyond prayer. We don't need your prayers, we need help, we need this. Oh, you are so wrong. We need our prayers more than we have ever needed them before. But that's with action. I want to make sure that what's happening right now, that the kids are safe. Let's start there. The kids are safe. Because all this radicalness, if you don't have a plan to back a plan that didn't have a plan, then we're just the blind leading the blind. Okay. I'm okay. I'm really okay. Breathe. And I'm breathing because I am I am not angry at all. But I am not kidding. I'm not angry. But I'm not kidding anymore. If there is a power that Rita and I talk about incessantly, that moves through us and allows us, that can take away any addiction, it can take away anything that's happening to us, it can do anything because it is us. Then why would I wake up not looking for the best? It's that simple. And then we say, Pastor, yeah, but you don't know. Oh, I know. I know that it feels really rough right now in your own personal life. It might be causing it, might be causing. But I feel that CSL Kauai and this island, especially this island, we are the gatekeepers. We are the gatekeepers to the light. But it doesn't mean that we're going to float in the ether. Somebody said to me, what I like about CSL Kauai is there's a grounding feeling while I'm floating in my ether world. Right? You know what I'm talking about. In deep meditation, it's so wonderful when you're becoming one with everything. And then zoom, back in your body. Now we got things to do. So I want to first of all acknowledge and thank you. Not for coming here today, but for recommitting to yourselves. And if you haven't recommitted to yourselves yet, what are you waiting for? We are that global center out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. And not just here, but everywhere on this island, love is making itself known. And it starts here and it moves out there. So, who needed the wind on that anyway? And as I close, anyway, I don't even know why I attempt that nonsense, because this is what I know. When you don't know, someone said the other day to me, they said, I can't believe what you're saying, Patrick. I want to believe what you're saying. I want to believe. And that's where it starts. But I believe that we are all each other's wake-up calls. We're each other's alarm clocks. Because nobody in this room, but there's a tendency sometimes to want to push that snooze button. 5 more minutes before I make the decision to get up. Just 5 more minutes. Snooze. Well, I invite us right now to dismantle the snooze button. We have been asleep long enough. This is the time for us to wake up and remember exactly who we are. And when our brothers and sisters don't have the strength or the know-how, we're not here to sprout out, I've got the truth. We're here to say, here's my hand. I know the truth now. I don't know the truth, Patrick. I don't know the truth. Well, are you willing to let me know the truth for you? Because I'm not in quicksand right now at this moment. I'm going to know 100%, and that's all it takes. I love life. I love you. And we are this incredible thing called love. I will end with this. The paper said this. You know, our guardian idol said something about today. I wrote it down on paper. Ernest Holmes. Well, actually, they said two things that I want to clear up. One thing is that they called us, so what was that? Hosh-posh? Hosh-posh and a whole bunch of stuff. Well, that's not my favorite word. Hosh-posh. And my other favorite word is that our headquarters that's located in Kauai, headquarters kind of frightens me as well. But I'm just going to let you know that I thank Jessica, and she's here. Thank you for doing the article for us for today. But the two words that we're not a hodgepodge. That we're a little more clear than that. A lot more clear than that. And we're not a headquarters. But this is what they said about Ernest Holmes. Ernest Holmes, founder of Science of Mind, the philosopher promoted the idea that everything had a common thread holding it together. And that thread was love. I'll read it one more time. Ernest Holmes, the founder of Science of Mind, the philosopher promoted the idea that everything had a common thread holding it together. And that thread was love. Namaste.
So the sacred heart back to us. This is our time of giving. We're calling it the love exchange now instead of an offering, because it is a love exchange. We exchange love here. And your donations, actually we say this on Sunday, our donation, what you give here goes out twice. Because it comes in the center of spiritual living. And we also donate out into the world. 10% of everything that comes in goes to different organizations and people who spiritually nourish us on the island and off the island. So as you give, just remember you're giving twice. And so let's just have our gratitude song as the nod and
I am grateful for this moment.
I am grateful for this moment.
Since the very beginning of this chant, all the words are in the program if you want to follow along with us. And if you just do that one thing and be grateful for this moment, you're it.
I am grateful for this moment, grateful for the love in my life. I'm so grateful for this breath right now, grateful for the gifts I receive. Every time I remember to breathe, remember to breathe, remember to breathe in love. Breathe in love, breathe in love. I am grateful for this moment, grateful for the love in my life. I'm so grateful for this breath right now, grateful for the gifts I receive. Every time I remember to breathe, remember to breathe. Remember to breathe in love. Breathe in love. Breathe in love. I am grateful for this moment. Grateful for the love in my life. I'm so grateful for this breath right now. Grateful for the gifts I receive. Every time I remember to breathe, remember to breathe, remember to breathe in love. Breathe in love.
you turn to your programs, there's a blessing that we all need to give on this offering, and we can just turn this in our hearts and just say it together. I have given freely and joyously from the abundance and fullness of my overflowing wealth. I know that my gift goes with love as it touches and blesses Central Spiritual Living Kauai, my life and the world. And so it is. All right, thank you everybody so much.
We're going to bring the kids up. Before we do that, I wanted to say a little bit about this expansion fund. Not to be confused with building fund. This is expansion. And this is our knowing, and I would love for you to join in that consciousness with us. We have some beautiful kids that come to our center, and there's more coming. But they are now called Kids in the Kitchen. And that's a beautiful thing, and it's fun for a couple years. But then after that, we know that our kids are going to get out of the kitchen. So our focus now in our building where we're at to find a space that can be just theirs. They can paint it, they can do whatever, but it's called their place. So that's what I'm knowing is happening today with the silent auction, and what's happening in our consciousness, that we are getting the kids out of the kitchen and into their own little space called home. So there you go. So that's our thing. So it's called up every kid and all the adults who
And
can
Janice, are you here? Yes. So we'll just
I see
bring your
Becca.
children up.
Where's Becca?
We have a blessing for them.
Where's Becca?
Oh. This is our newest addition to CSL Kauai's Aaliyah's sister. And this lovely lady over here is Janice. She's our youth director who's been with us since the very beginning, holding space for our children even when they're not been here. And we just love her and appreciate her. And she has amazing
You
plans.
can come in the middle.
You can come in the
So
middle
that everybody can see it. I see Becca over there. And I see.
Oh, Becca's here. Oh, and Luke is almost. Oh. And Mason is visiting. Yay. All right, so we have a blessing for them. And it's in your program, or you can repeat after me. Are you
ready? All right.
You are amazing. You are perfect. You are magnificent. And we love you. Yes. We send that all to you. Thank you. Thank you, kids. If you want to stay up and sing, you can, or you can what? Very work. All right. Now we'd like to call up our practitioners who are in service today to our center, and we'll just have them all come up here. And Reverend Paul is visiting with us from Colorado, and she's going to join. Come on up on the stage.
And
Dr. Peggy Price, Malia Lee, Stephanie Scarlett, Roseanne Jones, Rob Jones, our Doreen Breedlove. And then there's one person that's not here. She's off island, but it's our dear Reverend Diane Decker and Michelle Lane. So these are our practitioners who practice the art of spiritual mind treatment, the art and science of spiritual mind treatment, which is our modality of healing. And we talked a little bit about it today. And they're here today to serve you if you would like to experience that opportunity and blessing of having a spiritual mind treatment. If something in your life needs that knowing, maybe you're having an issue with a relationship or with money or anything in the world of form, really. They can know the truth behind that and help you move through that. If you want something more in depth, you do sessions. Patrick and I are also practitioners. You do sessions which go more in depth to the beliefs behind and all of that. So this is just the opportunity to have a taste of what a spiritual mind treatment feels like and to enjoy it. And I thank them for being in service today. Yes. Oh yes, and Michelle was letting me know there are sessions on the silent auction if anybody chooses to get on that. And a little bit about the silent auction. I can't thank everybody right now because I'll forget someone. So I'm just thanking everyone that helped with it, but to let you know that the money that goes for that silent auction is going to our expansion. That money goes just to our expansion. We've earmarked it for that. So just so you know that. So we know that's going to be prosperous. And we bless everyone through your program that contributed to the silent auction. Thank you so much. So with that being said, I think that's it.
Mr. Potluck is coming up, and the silent auction is going to open back up, and they're in charge of that. So I don't know anything about it besides that it's opening back up when we're done.
Well, there you go.
Okay, so, all right, Bianca, we're ready. Yeah?
We get to sing one more song.
Hey!
Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness.
Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness.
Ooh, I believe in the power of love.
Ooh, I believe in the power of love.
Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness.
Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness.
Ooh, I believe in the power of love.
Ooh, I believe in the power of love.
And allow me right here and right now this power of love, the power of kindness, the power of gratitude to just rise up and be known. There is a divine frequency in each and every one of us. I see it, I feel it, I accept it from each and every one of us, as each and every one of us. And I know as we go forward today, we do not hide any of it. We take it with us. We show it. We put it out there. We allow it to be. And I also bless the food in this moment. And all of the hands, and all of the arts, and all of the energy that's brought into this table, knowing that it's God's best, perfectly, easily, effortlessly. So I just say thank you. Thank you for everyone who contributed. It is beyond words. It was wonderful words, and it's all about feelings. Feelings of love. Can you say love?
Love!
Can you say kindness?
Kindness!
Can you say gratitude?
Gratitude!
Can you say I love me?
I love me!
I love you.
I love you!
I love the world.
I love the world!
I am the world.
I am the world!
And with that we say as one.
And so it is.
Happy birthday, everyone.
Oh, Lordy.
And the silent auction is now reopened. Have at it. And the tickets too are really huge.
Let's have the kids first! Kids first!
Kids.
Children, head of the line!
Kids first.
Yeah!
Kids first. And the flowers on the table, you can all take them home if you'd like. They are yours at the end.